All right, Shalom. We're going to start by saying, call Allah, Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Kakadash. All right, give double honor to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love always to all the Akim, continue to preach the truth and all true sincerity. All right, how you doing? All right, we out here once again, all right, to prophesy the downfall of America. And my gosh, is it falling? All right, brother, we was on the way over here, all the things that's happening, it's like, where do you begin? It's like a big collage of America's destruction and these prophecies taking place. Because that's all that's happening. Everything is a part of prophecy. It's not a coincidence. It's not that just things happen. No, this is prophecy. And no other religion, no other doctrine is about prophecy, man. This ain't about what me and this brother thinks happen or what we want to happen. What we want to happen is the prophecy to take place. Because why? The prophecies are true. Because the Lord YAHAWASHI, who you call Jesus, he said that my word is faithful and true. So the words that were said in the scriptures, that was written throughout the scriptures, the Old and New Testament, is all part of prophecy. And you have prophecies that haven't taken place yet from the Old Testament, but they're taking place now. Hey, Joel, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Babylon, and Revelation. Matthew, when Yahawashi talked about the earthquakes, the wars, rumors of wars, that's what you see happening right now. Well, brother, we talking about on the way over here to measuring the time diligently, because you got protests. Apparently, you have protests happening in every state in the United States right now, and protesting against who? Eagle face, which goes specifically to what Esdras was given under privy to, when he said you should see uproars of the people throughout the world, because not just America, but being that America is Babylon the Great, it would behoove you to take notice on things happening here. As far as how it ties to prophecy. Because now that all of a sudden, we talk about, since we've been alive, we all in our 30s, we never seen a president so highly esteemed, but also so highly disliked. It's either one or the other, but it's like, this shit is like, it's Rome. Nero. When you look at the dude Nero's, like the actual Nero's life of Rome, it's very fitting to Donald Trump. But you want to bring an article with that? Yep. Or you want to bring the scripture first?
I'll bring out the scripture first. Second Ezra chapter 8, start at verse 61, and we're going to read into the 9th chapter. It says, and therefore is my judgment now at hand.
Oh, my judgment is now at hand. What is this judgment? All these prophecies, man. Whether it be good judgments or bad judgments. Because part of the judgments happening is what the elect going to be delivered up out of here, man. That's a judgment, man, because it's righteous judgment and judgment for wicked, unrighteousness. But
it says, just watch that dude behind us, because you just see him in his car, but I don't know what he's doing. Verse 62. And these things, and these things have I not showed unto all men, but unto thee and a few like thee.
Hey, the few we talk about it's a small percentage of the earth that has this mentality of the truth. And he said basically a small percentage of men this understanding and this truth. That's why the Lord said, this is a small sanctuary. A majority of people are not going to get with this, because the Lord is not dealing with everybody at this time, with all the Israelites. He's dealing with the prophets, the men that he's given that understanding and this truth too, which start from the apostles of JMS on down, and all the men and women that believe on Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi. Period. And those men and women have the understanding that what's going on needs to be taking place. They're not like the Christian church where they're saying like, oh, we're going for peace. Well, wait a minute. Didn't the Lord who you call Christ, didn't he say, when I come back, I'm going to come back in the midst of a war? So why would you want war to stop?
It says, verse 62, these things have I not showed unto all men, but unto thee and a few like thee. Just to add on. Not gonna get, my bad. I just wanted to add on to that. And that's why, as the brother was just about to say, not everybody's going to understand this, man. Right? The Lord said that this is a small sanctuary. Okay? And our duty is to come out here and to warn the people. But we know that majority of our people are not going to get it. That's why it's only for the elect. And although, we're making it plain upon the tables, it's really people not going to understand it until they're in it. That's why the Lord said it only showed these things unto thee and to a few like thee, which is who? The ones that are the household of faith, the ones that have put on the mind of Yahawashi. That's why Yahawashi said, my sheep hear my voice. But that's it.
Yeah, a small remnant. When you think to the word remnant, it's a small remainder. So like the remainder of Israel that's going to get this truth is the small portion he had from the beginning. It wasn't for the masses of the Israelites at this time. We had that one time in Egypt, and look what that did. They were talking about, oh, it's better. We was over there. We had a better case. That's the same way our people feel here. They don't want America to be destroyed. I asked friends of mine personally, like, oh, so you don't want America destroyed? He said, no. I remember one time I was talking to a family member, and she said the same thing one of your family members said. She was like, I want the Lord to come back, but just not right now. But why not right now? Like, what is here that's going to be better than when we talk about the only begotten that everybody talks they love so much? Why are you trying to delay his coming? Why would you not want him to come as soon as possible? The Lord said hasten in the day, man. And the Lord said the day is near anyway. So even if you hasten or not, don't want it, it's still coming, man. The Lord said he's shortening the days.
That's how you know it. The kingdom isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and especially for these heathens, especially for Esau,
Oh, yeah, shit.
they know that this is, what did Trump just say? I don't think I'm heaven bound.
Yeah.
I think I'm in heaven right now on this Air Force One.
Yeah.
Because heaven is, you got the third heavens is where the spiritual world is. You got the sky, which is also known as the heaven, and then you got the heavenly state, a state of being. Esau is in his heaven right now. What is the old adage of a black man's hell is a white man's heaven? This is their heaven. This is why when they talk about success and thriving, they don't speak about it happening in the kingdom where who they call Jesus is reigning.
Right.
They talk about it here in America.
Right. Yeah, because you go to these churches on a Sunday morning or a Sunday afternoon, you will not once hear them talk about the kingdom to come. They'll mention it if it's me mentioned in the whatever scripture they're trying to butcher, but you will never hear, what did YAHAWASHI say? He said, preach ye for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. That should be the main thing you're preaching, but also on the flip side, if that kingdom is at hand, well, what does that say about this kingdom? You think the Lord, YAHAWASHI, is going to come back in this kingdom while this kingdom is just going to be allowed to exist? When this place is expressing what the Father and him hate, and what wickedness, fornication, idolatry, adultery, all the things that the Lord specifically has forbidden to be done in the way of life on earth. But Esau pushes that. You look at the music, adultery, idolatry, the movies, adultery. If you really take a step back and look at what this devil pushes, being that he's the one in power. He don't push righteousness. The Lord said he don't know righteousness. He can't do righteousness. He made him a certain way of unrighteous. That's why the Lord said, well, he's of the left hand, the wicked side. The Lord said he created good and evil, and right now evil is in rulership. But as for a time, it was to punish us. But now the Lord said, what? The punishment is accomplished. Now your kingdom has not much more room to be around. That's why the Lord said, oh, daughter of Babylon, you have no throne. But continue.
Yep. It says, verse 62, then answered I and said, behold, O Lord, now hast thou showed me the multitude of thy wonders, and which thou wilt begin to do in the last times, but at what time thou hast not showed me.
And those wonders, that's the wonderful things happening now. Even with the brothers got into the truth, like most brothers got into the truth like a good almost 20 years ago, but even looking at the last 5 years, the wonder that the Lord has been doing, showing how this kingdom is really crumbling. Like America is literally crumbling before our very eyes every day. Not just, and they think like, oh, well, the sooner it's going to get better. No, it's just going to keep getting worse. Remember, it's terminal. So once someone's terminally ill, what's the end result for that person? They're going to go.
And they say put them in a hospice.
Hospice.
Try to make their last moments comfortable.
Yep.
But see, the Lord not going to make your last moments. It's going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
See, the time of comfortability, that time already passed. The time where you were going to be in the mindset of, being in your security and fun and the pride of the life and the lust of the flesh, all that is gone. Because all that was tied to Shalom, bro. All that was tied to your ability to go out and experience these things by way of purchasing it, right? You go to, to the clubs, you go to the mall. The malls are closing down. One of the main malls by us, they said 60% of it is empty. I haven't been in that mall in a minute, but that's another thing, because we've been talking about that, right? The brick and mortars, right? Yeah. The brick and mortars, the retail apocalypse, that shit is happening, and now we're starting to see where a lot of I think there was one, and I forgot, another mall.
Jersey?
Yeah, Jersey. I think it might have been in South Jersey, where the whole shit is just, but it's still, the mall is actually still open because they got kiosks that's still open.
Oh,
so,
shit.
but the actual the department stores, those are all closed. They call it the ghost mall now.
Yeah. And hey, man, and that goes with the jobs, the grinding season. Because remember, those jobs, like the malls and all, that used to be like where the youngins work during the summer. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Youngins work there, you get a part-time job, or if you was in the college, you work, you work at a store or whatever. But
you used to meet up at the mall.
Yeah. On some real, we used to go to the mall, like when we was in high school, we used to go to the mall faithfully, like, when we was bored. And that happened, like, remember, at that time, we're not working, we don't have certain...
You're not old enough to go to other spots.
So that was the place, that's why kids, with the whole shit with the kids fighting at the mall. Why do you think they did it at the mall? That's where they was able to go and recreational-wise. But, all in all, it goes to show what? This place is crumbling. Because that's a part of what made America great. Was the malls, was the club. I remember I did a video, they were talking about the nightlife is dead. And it's not because people don't want to party, it's because people can't afford to party. That's really what it is. Because remember, the state of mind didn't change. It's now the financial aspect of it.
Yep.
Yeah, your finances are strained. So you don't have the time, or you don't have the money to go out there and party because why? It's expensive. You know what I'm saying? So that goes to show, and that's Esau. That's the Lord having Esau put the squeeze on the inhabitants of the earth. That's why the Lord said, "Woe to the inhabitants of the earth." Right now, it's somebody said, I'd rather leave the earth right now. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Yep. So he said, but which thou will begin to do in the last times, but at what time thou hast not showed me. And that's the thing with the prophecy. The Lord said in Amos that he will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And the Lord isn't going to say, okay, it's going to happen on March 25th, 2000. No, but the Lord gave us the signs, and that is what the prophet's power is the ability to be able to see the signs. As YAHAWASHI said, thou can, oh you hypocrites, you can discern the face of the skies, but you can't discern the signs of the times. Because even with like meteorologists, they don't tell you. But they try to tell you, but they be wrong. Because you had the whole shit that was supposed to happen last week, where it's supposed to be coastal flooding. You had not what they was calling it, but it was a state of emergency, and it didn't even rain that bad. Now, in our area, there were some parts in South Jersey that got flooded, but in our area, it wasn't even that bad. But with the scriptures, the Lord, as the Lord said it's going to be just as it's going to be like that. Matter of fact, it's going to be to the point where Ezra, when he saw it, he said, who shall deliver me in those days? It's going to be so bad that you're going to need a deliverance. You're going to need an outside source that is stronger than you to be able to keep you and deliver you in these times.
Outside of the earth. Divine intervention, they will. That's what we're going to need. And it's going to be divine interventions. It might be plural. They're not going to be just one side and then you're delivered. You want to be delivered out of sticky situations that brothers in the truth that preach YAHAWASHI are going to be put in to show the trust and the power of YAHAWASHI. Why else how is he going to prove his power? Unless it's to save. The Lord said, what? These heathens, they worship gods that can't save. The Lord went in, I forget what I was reading. I think it might have been Psalms where he's like, these guys, they have ears, but they can't hear. They got eyes, but they can't see. They got a mouth, but they can't speak out their throat. Because why? They're made with man's hands. And it said they're dumb, they're gods of them and the ones that made them. The Lord, our God, is not a God that was made. He is the maker. It says our God is consuming fire. A consuming fire means that's active. I-N-G, that means living, consuming fire. That means that he's active fire. And that's the fire that the Lord is. That's the essence of what everything in the earth is. That's what makes everything move. When the Lord said what? In Esdras, I believe he said what? I looked and said, I created all these things alone. If you have another God, go to that God. What other God told you of things that happened before they happened? Ask a Muslim, what God, what prophecy did Allah say that's happening now? They said back whenever. And the Lord has had the prophets on for a good, 60 years now? And that's just 60 years. And now, from other empires, but now in this age of America, now the prophecy that the prophets in the time of America, now they're happening to America. in America and throughout the earth.
It said, Habakkuk, the vision is for an appointed time.
Right.
See? And in the end, it shall speak. And when you go to that word speak in that verse, it means to breathe. And when you breathe, that shows that you're alive. So the vision at that point in time, it was going to become alive. You know, because that's why you had people that used to scoff. Even all of the prophets had to deal with scoffers. Right? Peter talked about they shall say in the latter days, what, our fathers passed and everything continued as it worked.
Yep.
Ezekiel said what? That proverb, the Lord said he was going to make that proverb to cease. That said what? That the days are prolonged and every vision faileth. But the Lord said what? The time is appointed when these prophecies are going to be alive. And therefore you're not going to be able to say that where's the prophecies at. That's why nowadays you don't got people scoffing no more. Right? Remember, I remember when I first came in, you used to watch the elders in the 34th day. People used to scoff all the time to the point where you get a little rowdy. Even when we came out, right, in 2009, 10, you had people that they'll make a living off of scoffing. You have the same scoffers used to come out. Remember the dude, the Anunnakis? The dude that used to be the little Ephraimite guy that used to come out. You saw, talk about the Anunnaki. You remember that? I don't know. He used to come with the baggy ass pants. But anyway, you used to have consistent scoffers, man. Consistent scoffers that would come out, and wherever we was out, they'll know, these guys is here. The dude that used to be the train conductor nigga. Okay. He used to scoff.
The bus driver.
The bus driver nigga. Yeah.
Yeah, the Northern Tribe.
Yep. But guess what? You don't see nobody out here scoffing anymore. Right. The most scoffers you're gonna get is a keyboard scoffer.
Yeah, and you go into like the you said the end shall speak, because obviously a point in time, the end shall speak. When you go to appointment is what? It's a certain time, right? And you go to the appointment and you have whatever the appointment is. So that's the point in time, is all these prophecies now taking place in these last days. The end shall speak means what? Now it's being proven that this is true. Because it's happening. The end shall speak. The end is doing the speaking now. We're speaking, but we're really like reporting now. Because we talk way back. Like, we're not really prophesying as much as reporting on prophecy. Because the prophets are actually speaking themselves. That's why the Lord said, and the Lord has through the Spirit having men say, we ain't going to be out here much longer. Because there's going to be no need.
Final warnings.
Final warning.
Matthew 12 and 36. But I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment.
Yeah, so just because you're scoffing, stop. So just because you're scoffing, stop. That don't mean a judgment for what you said against the men, and most importantly, against the Lord that they serve. Your own Lord. Remember, these are Israelites that did a lot of scoffing, not other nations. So you're going to have to account for that shit you was talking. We'll talk about, YAHAWASHI gonna holler at you. And you ain't gonna be it's not the gangster, no. This ain't no street punk. We're talking about the first creation ever. The first spirit created. Remember, the Father is the Father of lights. He's the first light, first spirit, first bundle of energy. Gonna come down here and judge the earth, what you said and what you did. We're starting with the nation of Israel first. Start my sanctuary first. Start these Israelites, man. Start the ones that had me killed. Think about it. The Lord said what? He was Isaiah 53 says what? He was despised and rejected. So what are we? We're despised and rejected. But what? The Lord has shown that just because you're despised and rejected by the world, it don't mean shit, because this world about to pass away. This world is over. Now that's why Esau is moving how he's moving. That's why it's less scoffing now, because you have no room to scoff. All you can do is just be bitter and just hate from a distance. But you can't come up here and be like, that's not true, that's not happening. Brothers then broke down mad stuff. And now it's actually happening in real time. The end is now speaking. There's gonna be no need for the prophets to speak. The prophecies are speaking. All right, you done it, right?
Yeah.
You just said something that broke down mad stuff, which that was the whole purpose, right? Because the Lord said in the same chapter that the brother just read, that this gospel should be preached throughout the four corners of the earth, and then the end shall come. And that happened how? Through the internet. Imagine we had to do how Paul had to. You wouldn't have been able to do it.
That's why those kind of resources.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to do that, man. So that's why in the scripture speaks about how their line their word should go, their line should go throughout the four corners of the earth. Psalms, I think it's 19th chapter, where through the internet, this word has disseminated everywhere, man, in different languages now, right? Before you could actually do the captions in different languages, but now with the AI on YouTube, I've seen something that they actually, there's a way that you can translate in real time what is being said in all different languages, man.
Damn.
In all languages, what I'm saying now can be translated in Spanish and in Arabic and Chinese and why do you think the Lord is having this happen, man?
Word.
Your own technology is, you can't do nothing against the truth, but only for the truth.
Your wonders is working against you right now.
It has a thing where you can translate the comments on the comment board.
Yep.
I mean, whether it be Chinese, Japanese, whatever, like you can translate.
You translate,
That
yep.
little button that just translates.
You see?
Yeah.
So this is how this word is going out, because Israel has been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. But here in the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 18, it says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth.
Hey, and that's what the Lord is doing, showing and proving He's drawing nigh. And granted, we can't see the Lord, but what we see the actions being made, and what other God is doing it. If you have mad gods, right? Like we got mad gods on the earth, right? Considering like the idols and shit, right? All these gods have not said diddly squat about what's happening right now. So we have this one God who ironically just been on point for all thousands and thousands of years, putting multiple men in multiple generations of life, saying things, prophesying, but yet people think that the Bible is fake. Again, how can the Bible be fake when the Bible is written in the times of actual empires that's in history books? Persian, Rome, Greek, Syrian.
And they got the names of these people.
Yeah, they got the name. The Persian Gulf. I want to say some shit in China named Moab. The Persians, the Iranians know that they're the Persians. The Middle East, the Arabs know that they're Ishmael. They talk about what? The God of Abraham.
You got something called the Moabite stone, which that stone has the name of the house of David, and it has the name Yahweh on it. And that's a heathen stone. And that's still, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's in the British Museum right now. Because a lot of those ancient artifacts, it's in the British Museum,
it's
man.
Stolen.
Yep, it's in the British Museum. It's a lot here because the Britain, as the scripture tells you, that was the seventh horn, where the eighth horn came out. The eighth horn came out of,
right? Which
is what? America,
right? Because we talk about the whole thing. Because when in that same reference you referenced when it said one of the five that were fallen, because it said one that didn't happen, one there is. Talking about the Roman Empire, because that's where John lived. But the UK, you said the UK museum, it made me think about that scene in Black Panther, where he was talking to the bitch. Where was they at? They was in the he said you stole, and if I want to say she had a British accent. There was I think it was in the UK.
Yeah, that was in the UK.
It's UK, right? So that go to show that even in their movies, they show you that the UK is always in the forefront of what America and the rest of the so-called white people are doing.
And what we were just talking about coming up here with the digital ID that they're doing in the UK.
It's hook, line, and sinker, man. And remember, they do. It's not a hypothetical. They're saying that this is a mandate.
It's a mandate.
It's mandated. So like they have their time, their appointed time. They want to do it, which already happened. And then it's gonna be more appointed times or more incidents where like, yo, we got to put this in play. We got to do this. We got to do that.
Oh, speak about what they said with the alcohol.
Oh yeah, the whole digital ID to buy a pint of pub. No, a pint at the pub. So it's talking about basically you're gonna need a digital ID to buy alcohol. So that means what?
By the end of this year.
The end of this year. And so that means what? So your what do I say? Your fun nights, your nightlife, you don't need a digital ID. Because it's not going to be just beer. Well, I say, well, I'll just drink strong liquor. No, they're saying that it's going to be alcohol. You're going to need a digital ID to buy alcohol. So if you want to get drunk at a bar, and eventually at the stores too, why stop there? They're like, well, I'll just go to the liquor store. No, they got all the kinks worked out.
And that's the thing too, Salakia, bro. That's the thing. That's where they get you. As we was saying when we was coming up here, that's where they get you at, because adults, young adults, older adults, most people enjoy, a strong drink. They enjoy, whether it's wine, whether it's beer, whether it's liquor. The scripture tells you that wine was made for men. And then it also tells you that as time gets worse, people are going to be wanting to drink, but it ain't going to be out of for fun. It's going to be out of you say you shall drink, but not with a song. Yeah. You're going to be drinking out of sorrow,
misery, sorrow. Yeah.
So what's about to happen is going to make people, and what has already happened. That's why you're going to have more and more people drinking, because you're going to be sorry. You're going to be in a sorrowful case. Mm-hmm. But this devil is saying, well, if you want to drink, you're going to need this digital ID. You're going to need a bow the knee to the image. And that's the thing, as we always say, with the digital ID, that is the entryway, right? That is the door to what? Digital currency. And if you have a digital currency, you're gonna need somewhere to store this digital currency, which is gonna be your digital wallet. Yep. And if you have a digital wallet, where you gonna put this digital wallet at? You ain't gonna have a digital pocket. Nope. The digital wallet is gonna be charagma, man.
It's gonna be inside your body, because it's prophecy. And that's and when you really think about the MOTB, and it's beautiful. Call YAHAWASHI. The Michael Seer is the main example to how we know this is the truth. I was talking to a coworker. He was like, "Yo, the Bible." Now I don't subscribe to the Bible, because like how is it prophecy if they read it? But like, so hold up. What do you mean? Because they read it? Now it's not. Because he's basically saying that like since they read it, it's prophecy. He's saying that it would be prophecy if they didn't read it and do it. No. Why would you want to do something that an evil person would do? It said that the wicked, the devil's going to do this. So you mean that the white man is voluntarily playing the devil? No. He was made the devil. The Lord wrote it specifically before it happened to show that he's the true living God, and that prophecy is his thing.
He did it in the kingdom of
God. That's what, John, a couple thousand years ago. So now, remember that technology, that technology, Rome. Oh, that technology wasn't around. This technology, these devils got, bro. Look what we're doing now. This is how the word is going out through. This is how the word is being traveled out through this little device.
Hey, the priest, when Alexander the Greek came to Israel, the priest showed him Daniel, the prophecy of Daniel, right, which happened hundreds of years before Alexander was even born. Word. And they showed him in Daniel and said, "Well, this is you." Yeah. And he accepted. I see that, and he actually he gave him like some like an offering or something. But then he went on to do what he did. And he didn't say, "Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna do it like that," because as the brother just said, everybody is subject to the will of the Most High, as Paul said. Who can resist His will?
Not one. Not one thing, not one person, not one being. Remember, the Lord said, "I looked and I created everything." He said, "I stretched out the heavens and the foundations of the earth." So it's not like, the Lord did the heavens. Remember, he said, where is it? It said, I forget what I was reading, but it said that, I think it was David, because we saw the Lord. David said that, praise ye the Lord who is above the heavens. You just mentioned the thing about the three heavens, like the outer heavens are up there all above us. Remember, we're on the earth. We can't right now physically go to the heavens. Like we're bound to the earth because we're of the earth right now. The Lord is coming back with that heavenly power. But there's a whole grand, how dare I say, universe, a whole grand thing up there that's way, and the Lord is above all of that.
I got to preach that. Psalms 135 and 5 in NLT. Praise Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashai, for Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashai is good. I'm starting at verse 3. Celebrate his lovely name with music. For Yahawah has chosen Jacob for himself, Israel for his own special treasure.
So that great God, that one true living God, he has a type. He has a type of nation. That nation is the Israelites. Remember, it's 18 nations, including Israel, but there's 17 other nations of people that the Lord said, I don't know them. I created them, but I don't fuck with them like that. That's a true power. Like, you created something specifically not to fuck with it. Just so that nation that you did choose, they serve them. And then you have a nation that you actually hate, which is Esau. And look why he hates it. It's not because it's his skin color. It's because of what he represents. He was made to represent what the Lord hates. That's why he hates them. Because what they do in those those bodies in the flesh is in the spirit, they're evil that the Lord hates. He put it in them, he embodied it in them, and he had them take over the earth for a season. And now that mentality of Esau is on the whole earth, including the Israelites. Now they can't go to the extreme of wickedness as Esau because they're not ruling, but they're under the rule of Esau. And the Lord was the one that made that call.
That's why you even see a lot of Edom, a lot of Jake that is highly esteemed in this world. It's because they do what Esau do.
Yep.
And because they're Israelites, they do it even on a former higher fashion.
What it said.
To make it look more appealing.
Yeah, because the influence of Jake, that's why they put the Jake, the musicians, the music people, the rappers, the actors, they put them in a certain kind of light, and they can't speak up or do certain things. That's how you know it's a fucking evil package. Like, yo, they call, what they say, woe to them that call good evil and evil good. Because if they're talking about, this dude would tell me, this lady would tell me that there was this shit with a transmission. The dude was messing with her, and he put his hands down there, whatever. Anyway, and he beat him. He beat the person, right? So they said the guy lived, the thing lived, and was like basically like the guy was locked up. But it was like, yo, how it not locked up? Because like, yo, that's false pretenses. Because they'll say they're proud of what they are, but why would you conceal it then? Because you know that everybody's not off that type of time. But Esau has allowed that kind of spirit to be emboldened with that pride. Just as in Sodom and Gomorrah. What did the Lord say? That city that spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, he's promoting the wickedness. He could easily promote righteousness.
Word, why you want to? Esau trying to go back to this, Christianity mindset in Babylon, right? This an evangelical Christian society. Then why didn't Trump immediately? He signed all these executive orders. Why he ain't signed an executive order to outlaw the ubiquitous community? Why he ain't signed an executive order to disband so-called gay marriages? Because clearly that's in the Bible, right? That's what CK was talking about. That the scripture speaks about man and wife. So why hasn't he, and Trump is all here, praising this guy. Why hasn't he come out and say, you know what? We have to go back to the foundation, right, of Babylon, of America, and we need to outlaw this TGs, these sodomites. All this got to stop.
Yep.
He ain't gonna do that.
Yep. He's not gonna. And you know what? That's going to show that they're set up puppets. Because if that's how you feel, you can easily do it. But like, yo, that's why it's shadow governments, man. That's what people don't understand. Like these presidents, Democrats and Republicans, still answer to the elite Edomites,
which is Amalek.
Amalek. You fucking smart. And yeah, I can't even call you smart because like the brother Shaw would say, like they're not even the religious ones. They're not out here in the synagogues and like like Hashem. Remember the Lord said all these heathens are godless nations anyway. So how godless is who profane more than Esau?
More profane.
And you go to that word profane, it said ungodly. So they're the ones at the top. How they gonna push godliness?
And when you go into the actual definition of profane, it means outside the temple, right? The outside the temple. Whereas in the spiritual sense, Israel created the temple for the name of the Lord, and it was dedicated unto the Lord, so it was holy. So Esau is the most outside. He's the furthest away from that temple.
Word.
Out of all of the heathens, he's the furthest. That nigga's down the street, around the corner. He's gone. He's nowhere near the temple.
Whole different zip code.
But then he'll hold up the scriptures as if he abides by the ways of the Lord. That's why it says in Psalms, "What thou to do to declare my statutes and my covenants, seeing that thou hatest instructions."
Right.
You got it, bro.
I just want to say, it just shows you too that these lower level Edomites, they just collateral damage because they whole goal and their whole thing is to destroy Jacob. You know what I mean? Israel. But if some Edomites get fucked up in the process of it, so be it. Do drugs, do the poison of the foods and shit, sicknesses, all kinds of shit.
Chemtrails and shit.
Right, kind. Even with this whole political
Even
bullshit.
with the CHIP.
Right, this whole political bullshit and Republican and Democrat and this side beefing with this other side and shit to try to divide everybody and shit. Like they don't give a fuck about these lower level Edomites. If you're not part of that bloodline, you ain't shit to them.
And what's crazy,
he died with the rest of them.
And that was crazy is those are part of the bloodline. We were talking about how they going, the other Edomites going to hate Amalek for cutting them out of the portion of the blessing, because
you cheated me out of it.
Yeah, you Edomites, the elite Edomites, you pushed what? How can we determine what to say? You still say the B?
No. Oh, you can say the jump shot.
The jump shot. You put the jump shot, and look how many of them is dropping dead from that. I think I sent you that 13-year-old. It said she dropped dead. I forget where she was at, but a 13-year-old dropped dead from cardiac arrest. That's not normal. Even 40-something, like 40-something, like maybe like you get to like it has to be somebody that's like an overweight, like a real like you know what I'm saying, like 600-pound life type shit. But a 13-year-old she wasn't fat. So it goes to show the population control. Cause remember what did Bill Snake say? He said, "No, we got to get the population down." And that's what's happening. And remember that documentary? I don't know, brothers, remember that documentary on the Rumble? What did that chick say at the end? She was like, "Yo, in the next few years, because that was, I believe, was 2022 when that came out. In the next few years, you're going to see a lot of casualties dying from specifically this jump shot." And now what's happening? What year we in now? 2025. So we talk about like 3-4 years removed. I believe the C-19 jump shot came out the end of 2021. Because the job I'm working at now, I started working in January, and towards the end of the year, that's when they was like I started taking people there to get it, and that's when it was still voluntary. People were choosing to do it, but then what happened? They made it mandatory, so you have to get it, or you want to go back to school, and that's probably why so many young people are dying. Because remember, I believe in Rutgers, the university up here, in order to come back to when they open shit up, you had to get the jump shot. To go to a certain venue, you needed to get the jump shot, and that phased out because they got to their quota. But now the quota, it's not going to be a quota with the seeing. They're going to want everybody to get it. It's not going to be because of sickness. It's going to be because to buy or sell. Same thing they're doing with the digital ID. That's how that's the foreplay of the MOTB. You got to get the digital ID to work and buy alcohol. Well, shit. Well, what if you need it to work? That's what they did with the jump shot. That's when most people started getting it. Remember we talked about it, like, the surge of people getting a jump shot is when they threaten people's employment. I got a job, right? But
Psalms 135, verse 5. I know the greatness of the Lord, that our Lord is greater than any other God.
That's right. Now, granted, there is no other God, but just to get floor the whole shit. Even if there was a God, He's greater than all. But there actually is no other God. Where's there other consuming fire at? Look, remember, the Lord said, "I looked and there was no God with me." Where is He looking? The Lord said, what? David said He's above the heavens. So clearly, if there was another God, He should have been somewhere. Where are you at, Allah? Where you at, Buddha? I'm out here killing your peoples. Now, granted, yeah, you other nations had a part in destroying us, but the Lord said that was going to happen. It was prophesied. It was prophesied you was going to go into slavery under these other nations. But it's also prophesied what? You're going to get delivered out of it. And now that's what's happening now. And the people that have us in captivity are going down. Which means what? He about to get Pharaoh again. Another flood, the second death. Another deliverance, another exodus. Spiritually Sodom and Egypt, Babylon the Great. It was a golden cup in the Lord's hand, but not too gold anymore. That's why they're trying to make America, they're trying to revamp everything. We want to go back to the good old days.
Yeah, the golden age.
The golden age,
the golden
man.
dome.
Yeah.
Hey, Nero made it a golden. He made a golden house after he destroyed, after the fire of Rome.
Right. And didn't that motherfucker just make a crypto statue of himself?
No, he didn't make it.
Oh, he didn't make it?
Crypto companies made it.
Oh, that gold shit? That was,
No, he didn't make it.
Even still, though, they go to show the idolatry to it. Because he's not a god. As a matter of fact, Trump is like, 70-something, right? So, he almost out of here. So, hopefully he's not out of here, because I want him to see this. I want to see him see it. I want to see him see this shit go down. Because you know what? He knows it's going down. As a matter of fact, Doomsday Prepper, he was talking about that there's something with the elites bunkers. Like a lot of them go into bunkers. And that would make sense. Because what's also happening, aside from all the digital ID and all that stuff, they're getting ready for nuclear war, bro. They're getting the nukes ready every day. And they talk about Trump going to send these timelines, but now they're redacting that. But eventually they're going to send them shits. They're going to have to. But right?
Verse 6, the Lord does whatever he pleases, whatever pleases him throughout all heaven and earth and on the seas and in their depths.
He just covered everything. The heavens, the earth, the seas, the people. That means from the little fish up in the oceans, from the sharks, whales, orcas, dolphins, sharks and all that, then to the bird, the fowls of the air, and then the people.
Even in the heavens.
I'm about to say the heavens as well, above us. Remember, even in Psalms, David said that, praise ye the Lord who is above the heavens. How are you above the heavens? Because he created it all. Everything is under him. Think about it. It all expanded from him. It all manifested from him, so it has no choice but to be under him. That's why he's called the Most High. Everything from YAHAWASHI under is under Yahweh. So just imagine, right? You have something like when you see something expand or manifest, think about you had Yahweh who was first, YAHAWASHI, and then everything else under us, or under them. And he has a chosen nation from a seed from the earth, who are the Israelites that come from the seed of Jacob, who the Lord chose to be his own people, and he's about to give them that godly, heavenly power. He's showing it through the prophets now that we're prophesying against the land of our captivity, in the land of our captivity, saying you about to go down, saying that you're the Edomites, saying that you're the Amalekites, you small hats. And now the shit is falling, now it's crumbling. And you can't do nothing about it. That's a good thing about it. You can't do nothing about it. Just like we couldn't do nothing about you getting us into slavery. We couldn't do nothing about it for a good few hundred years. But now the Lord gave what? I breathed life back into you. I gave you the truth back. I gave you my name back. Now it's on and popping for these other nations to go down. That's why they all scraping and scrambling, about to nuke each other. Well, go ahead.
It says he causes the clouds to rise over the whole earth. He sends the lightning with rain and releases the wind from his storehouses.
Oh, speaking of which, there's an article, Trump, Trump, or whatever in Trump's corner, he was talking about UFO sightings. It said the clouds.
Marco Rubio.
Yeah, Marco Rubio. It was talking about there be UFO sightings over military bases?
Nuclear facilities.
Nuclear facilities, okay, so what about that? And you say they very hush about it. Mr. Area 51, we caught some aliens. Well, go catch some more. You got all these UFOs, these so-called UFOs flying over you. Well, go handle that. Oh, you tried to handle it with your Hellfire missile. Oh, but it split in half, didn't it? You didn't try again, huh? You know what time it is, man. It's not. That's why the end shall speak. The Lord said there's gonna be signs in the heavens, signs in the earth. What the fuck was that shit in Woodbridge? What we talk about? The crack shit.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever the fuck that shit was. Earthquakes, wars, uproars of the people throughout the whole earth, not just America. Like, come on, like it's there. And ultimately, what the MOTB is coming. That's the golden ticket to be destroyed, but it's also the golden ticket to observe, to where they get closer to doing that, to know that the day is definitely not.
So going back to 2 Ezra 9, verse 1, he answered, consider all, I'm reading in the GNT, consider all these things very carefully. When you see that some of the signs I have told you about have appeared, you will know that the time has come when God Most High will bring judgment on the world he has created.
And that's what's happening right now. We're seeing those signs, so mean what? The sign of what? His judgment that he's bringing to the earth.
And it says to consider these things very carefully, and that is the key. You know, because we was talking about how we're in the same earth, right? Everybody got two eyes, majority of people got two eyes, but the things that we see is totally different than what everybody else sees. And it's not as if they can't see it. It's because they're not considering it. They're not paying attention. We was talking about like your phone and your social media. It picks up your what's the word?
Your likes.
Your likes. So yeah, what you are into, and it has the algorithm, and it keeps feeding you that. See, and what you are into, that's what it's gonna feed you. And most people are not considering what is going on. That's why we mentioned it before, why YAHAWASHI said, you can discern the face of the skies, but you can't discern the signs of the times. The signs of the times is based off of the prophecies. What is happening is the will of the Lord taking place, and those things are to show us what time it is. That's why the angel told Ezra to consider all these things very carefully. Look at the No Kings protest. Why is that happening? Why are we living in an age, a time period where there aren't, in America, right, there's no kings? So why are you calling it No Kings protest? Because it's getting to a point where you're having a dictatorial rulership. Yep. Did not Trump say that? Oh, the first day I'm gonna be dictator. But he tried to make it in jest, but clearly it wasn't a jest. He said, I don't know if I have to uphold the Constitution. Everything he's doing is why you got all of these judges striking down what he's doing, but then they go into the Supreme Court, which majority of the Supreme Court judges are Republican appointees. So that's why they keep letting him do what he's going to do. And it's all doing what? Basically for him to bring in this totalitarian, draconian state right in front of your eyes. And you're protesting, ain't going to do shit. Right. Like Canadian prepper guy said, protesting is like a gazelle going to a bunch of gazelles going to a lion's den and saying, yo, don't eat us. The lions, yeah, we might, if we're not hungry right now, we gonna let you protest. But guess what? When it's time for us to eat, we gonna eat you niggas.
Right. Yeah, and isn't that insane? Because when has protesting ever stopped what you were protesting against? Never. And we could go back to the 60s with the MLKs and even the what was it, Million Man March.
They think that shit did something.
That shit didn't do nothing. And that was, we don't, it was a million men. Here it is, the Lord said, I don't need a man. The Lord said he don't need none of us. But the Lord is using a small number of Israelite men of his chosen nation for a short amount, like I said, was it almost 60 years now? Because you want to talk about 1969. So from 1969 to now, you had what? Just the apostles being born, and then us, and now look where we at. That's a short time. That's why the Lord said what? The prosperity of the wicked is short. You ruled, yeah, you had the Roman Empire, you started with the Roman Empire, but we're talking about America, we're talking about the beast that came from the first beast. That said it was to rule shortly. Like the UK and the US, it said that was going to rule for like that little season. But now that season is up. Winter's coming. I don't know why I said winter's coming.
Yeah, winter is coming.
That shit is coming.
That's in the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That's when the White Walkers came.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't know, because I didn't watch it. I just know that everybody said winter's coming. It was like, it was a time or some shit.
It was a bad time.
Yeah.
And that's what it represents. Because once that winter came, once that one dark winter came, it was going to be like, yo, life as you know it was going to cease to exist. Because now you're going to come to a point where you got to deal with these White Walkers. And that's not something that anybody's ever dealt with before. And that's what the time is. Where you're going to enter into a time, as the scripture says, our last for that day is great, that none is like it. Once that winter came, it was none like it. You had in Game of Thrones, you had to deal with fucking zombies. But they weren't just like brain dead zombies. Them niggas, it was a whole military of them. That's what that day is coming at right now, man. And the only way you're gonna be able to be saved out of it is the divine power got to be with you. That's it.
Okay, I was gonna say, because winter is coming. What was Jon Snow and the rest of them doing? They were standing upon that watchtower. They were standing on the wall, waiting and watching, trying to prepare themselves for when that time came.
Yeah, and that goes to the scriptures. Watchmen, set upon your watch. That's what we're doing right now. Stand upon your watch. Brothers actually standing, and we're actually warning the people, whether not a lot of people outside, but the internet. The warnings have been going out. The brother Bakar did a video that's titled, "This is the final," or "You think we're gonna be warned forever," or something like that. The warnings now, what we warned about is actually taking place. So eventually, the Lord is going to phase out us warning you, because why warn when the trouble's here? Jacob's trouble at that. Jacob's trouble. What do you think these ICE agents and the National Guard? They're not going into the suburbs. Where they going? They're going to where you niggas is at, where you sticks is at, where you tomahawks is at. They go in there because that's where the perpetual hatred lies. It lies within, and that's how you know it's a spiritual thing because they're not keen on the other nations, Esau. They're not keen on Elam and Ishmael and all that, but it's what? The perpetual hatred, and it goes back to a certain part of this story. Israel and Esau are mortal enemies.
So remember, they said Esau hated Jacob because of the birthright.
Yep.
That's it. Because of the birthright, he hated. Nobody else got the birthright. It wasn't given to Moab or Ishmael or Elam or Ham. It was given unto Jacob. And it was that Esau, he, by birth, was supposed to get it, but he sold it for one morsel of meat, making him a profane man.
Lentil soup ass.
And because of that, once Isaac, and you know who that was, once he declared it, he told her, I can't take that back.
Word.
And I already made him your Lord. I already gave him everything.
He's already been blessed. He's blessed already.
He said, do you have even one more? He said, I gave him everything. And when it's everything, I gave him everything. He said, do you have any other blessing you can give me, Father? Well, listen, I can give you all this, but I gave him, but that's only gonna be for a little bit of time.
Hey, you got the longest time of all the nations. So consider yourself lucky for that.
Barely.
Yeah, because
but that's why they're trying to live it up right now. Rejoice and be glad.
And you can't be that glad because I know Trump's saying that on some whatever the view could but you gotta look at that shit what he said about the I don't know if I'm gonna make it into heaven.
I don't think he said I don't think I'm heaven bound.
Yeah, that means he been thought that. But now you know what remember everything is closing in now Esau.
And that's why he's trying to stop World War III from happening. That's why when he did the peace deal, there would be no World War III.
Yeah, peace in the Middle East.
Something that's never happened for 3,000 years when them niggas wasn't even there for 3,000 years.
Word.
So what the fuck you talking about? But him saying that is legit. Him trying to stop the kingdom of heaven from coming.
Word.
Because the scriptures let you know that World War III must take place in order for YAHAWASHI to bring the kingdom.
That's when he come back. And think about this though. The Lord said, every man is a liar. So that clear was a lie. Just like he lied, and when he said about India, he says, I forget what it was about, but it's something with India and shit. And the president of India said that I made no such agreement.
Oh, he said they want to stop buying the Russian oil.
Yeah. And he didn't say that. And Trump said he did. They agreed. He said that shit.
And these Edomites, Americans be eating it all up.
Yeah, because it's Trump. And and it's like that whole thing when you look back, that Trump, they go back to Nero, he was in what's that, limelight and that fame, that kind of appealing, famous personality. Trump, all that, what he was doing, his history don't go back to politics. Brothers always talk about that. His history goes back to a business owner. Entertainment, but more so what? A business owner. And what is America? A corporation. So really, he's just a CEO. But the CEOs don't run shit. The shareholders do. And who are the shareholders? The elites.
The NGOs.
Those motherfucking, those are behind the scenes.
The niggas you don't vote for.
Yeah. The ones that put the select juror who you thought you elected. They already knew Trump was going to win this year. They already knew Obama was going to win in 08. They already knew that Clinton was going to, they already knew, they put these niggas in there, man.
That's why Trump said it. I'm the chosen one.
This is a second Ezra 6:9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob's the beginning of it that follows.
That's right. And that's how we know that you Esau. Because Esau, when the brother remember in Genesis, it said you was going to get in the fatness of the earth. But also, in Esau's kingdom, the MOTB was to come out. Because it said the son of, not son of, he said that he should, the workers after Satan.
Then shall that wicked be revealed.
Yeah, now.
Who's coming is after the workers of Satan.
Yeah, that's y'all niggas. Because you actually coming after the workers of Satan. That's how we know that you're Esau, and so it's all about you.
All right,
we're in your kingdom.
So I had asked ChatGPT something a couple of days ago. It said, in reference to Isaiah 63, 1 verse 4. So basically what I asked it was, I'm gonna tell you what the answer is. It says, so like where was it? it says that, damn, where the fuck is that? Well, shit, it's not on this phone, it's on another one. But long story short, based off of Isaiah 63, which is a prophecy, it says that the redeem or the salvation, the deliverance of of God's people coincides with the destruction of Edom. Now, you got people like vocab trying to say that, oh, Esau's done away with. There's no more Edomites on the earth. But there's prophecy, particularly this prophecy, Isaiah 63, also Isaiah 34, that shows you that when the Lord delivers his elect, there is going to be a judgment upon Esau, Edom. So that goes to show you that Esau got to be here. And it's not talking about the land of Petra, right? Modern day Jordan. It's speaking about where Esau has his the golden cup, which is Babylon the Great, which is America. But yeah, right here it says the same act of God interventions means destruction for Edom, but the deliverance for the redeemed. That's why in Isaiah 63 verse 4 it says that the day of vengeance burns in my heart and the year of my redeemer has come. But the first 3 verses speaks about him coming from Edom. So the day that the Lord redeems his elect is going to be the same day that he destroys Esau, Edom, which is Babylon, mainly here in Babylon the Great, but the whole system as a whole. Right. Because it's going to be all of the Western hegemony is going to be through. And that is why the World War III is happening, because it's about what? The East versus the West, headed by Russia and their allies, which Russia, them niggas, they're Edomites as well. But right now, Esau in the West, they're the ones that's ruling. And it ain't going to be, oh, America goes down and then Russia, along with China, is going to stay. Nah, it's going to be all of their armies, as the scripture says. They're going to be taken down. And if you don't got an army, Salaki, if you don't got an army, then you can't rule. But you got it.
Now, just like Obadiah said, the day of the Lord is upon all the heathen. So not just Esau. Esau's at the top of the heathen, but all you heathens are still in the same subjugated judgment to come from Yahawashi when he comes back. You think Yahawashi gonna come back and like, yeah, Esau, I hate you the most, but you all next, you can still worship Buddha, you can still worship Allah. No! The Lord said when he come back, he gonna abolish all these other gods. Obliterate them, which means what? When they see Yahawashi, they're gonna know that, well then this gotta be the one true living God. Because there's not gonna be nothing that's gonna take place even greater after that. Remember the Lord said what? That in those times should be none like it, either before or none to come after. So when Yahawashi comes back, that's it. That's when heaven's back on earth, baby.
My brother just right. In the beginning of Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
And what's happening right now? The Lord what? Except his apostles last. He got the prophets out here, and now in this kingdom, what he said, the prophets prophesy against many great kingdoms. So now this is a great kingdom, right? Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great. They're great, right? Good old US of A, right? But it ain't that good no more. And now, I took a screenshot of something. It was somebody made a comment. I forgot what the video was about, but they made the comment basically said that America is not what it once was. Roughly paraphrasing. So like everybody feels the sense of like, yo, America ain't that prime whore no more. Bitch getting cottage cheese down there. Remember me, myself, and Irene when he was in the store, and he was like, "Yo, Patrick clean, huh? little extra cheese on a taco." The whore got a little extra cheese on her taco now, but blue cheese. Shit nasty. You know what I'm saying? And now everybody, your shameful spewing is being revealed because like all the shit coming out, the dirt you've been doing all these years, and nobody's subscribing to your enchantments anymore. The shit is not that strong anymore, man.
This is supposed to be a so-called God-fearing country. Yet you have the main man saying he don't believe he's going to heaven.
Oh, shit.
Just think about that.
Yeah, word. Think about that. He's God-fearing country, but so that means, you still will have, like, that's not a reassurance to a Christian. You're supposed to be like, yo, just have faith. But why he can't do it? Because he don't know righteousness. Righteousness is not in him, in them. Because Trump is just a fucking puppet for the elites, and they know damn sure they're the Edomites. And when they get revealed, when the Lord come back and reveal them, then all these other Edomites, these so-called white people, gonna understand like, damn, y'all cooked. Because it's gonna be no more America. There's going to be no more EU. There's going to be no more NATO. There's going to be no more Russia. There's going to be no more Ukraine. We're going to take all that. Think about it. We're going to take all that. That's us now. We're going to take that. We're going to inhabit that land. And we're going to go back to our original land, which is Jerusalem, Israel. Get you small ass up out of there, too. Get y'all the fuck up out of here. And we're going to take all that. This is all going to be us. We're going to think about it. We're going to get Europe. We're going to get Asia. Well, not that's Moab and them. But we're going to rule those nations, too. The Lord said, your nobles, your king shall serve us. So your Xi Jinpings, Kim Jong-un, his square fat head, Putin, whoever makes it from this nuclear destruction, y'all gonna get carted off first.
This is Joel 3:2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
And that's all that's about to take, that's coming to fruition right now. That whole thing brewing in the Middle East with them small hats, Palestinians, Gaza, Lebanon, the whole thing happening in with Russia, Ukraine, it's all going to take place. It's all, read that again?
Joel 3:2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Oh, he said, I will gather all nations. Everybody going to be at this party, nuclear party. Remember, it says all those that could bend the bow. So everybody's making their bows now. Making more bows. We'll keep making more bows. It's going to be an all bow buffet for y'all niggas. And the Lord is going to come back in the midst of that with his fire and his judgment for you. And it says what? For what you did to what?
And will plead with them, therefore my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
So, in a lack of better terms, you're gonna get this. You're gonna get this work what you did to my people, Jacob, the Israelites.
And it says scattered. Parted my land.
Right. What they at now? Oh yeah, because Ishmael and fucking you small, they don't belong to neither one of y'all. Nothing. So you guys, so we supposed to be crying like, oh God, like yo, that's Ishmael. You Hagarenes. Matter of fact, yo, in Psalms, what that? Psalms 82, 83, I believe. Where it talks about, it said Edom, Amalek, Ishmael, Hagarenes. Well, what they do? It's funny, there's Ishmael in our land. So you part of our land too. Talk about, oh, that was their land first. Oh, y'all forgot about 1,000 years prior? Now, granted, Ishmael is a close relative of Jacob, whatnot, but you not of the seed of the covenant, man. It didn't go to Ishmael. It went to Abraham, Isaac, and then Jacob. Ishmael was what? That was Isaac's brother, if I'm not mistaken. You the handmaid baby. You the old side chick. But the covenant went to Isaac and then went to Jacob. That's who the Lord is dealing with. That's his chosen. And just a small remnant of them. What?
That was it.
Okay.
Go back in second Ezra. Speaking of, actually, let me do second Ezra. Verse 3, 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, there will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues.
That's a GNT, right? Okay, so that's it.
International intrigues, unstable leaders, and confused rulers.
Yo, you just made a statement about Trump saying that he, I don't know if it was before we started or he was like, he flip-floppy. He's saying one thing one day, and then the next thing, Biden wasn't doing that. If I remember, Biden wasn't too, well, when he was...
he would be the confused ruler.
He don't know what the fuck he's doing. Right? But Trump, you all fucking like, I'm saying this. I'm really contemplating sending those tomahawks. Yeah, you know what? We ain't gonna send the tomahawks. You drunk.
Unstable.
You drunk of your own shit. Cause just like, yo, man, make a decision, man. You're talking about national security, right? You're talking about people's lives. You know, yo. If let's say they do send those tomahawks, and remember, Ukraine said once they send it, they're gonna use them instantly. They're not gonna sit on them and be like, yo, all right, we got them, so now we're gonna accomplish, how we gonna use them? He said, no, we're gonna use them instantly. What's that gonna do for don't you America understand how that's gonna affect you? Because that means that whatever Putin got close in this region, that means he'll use it. Not forget, he put the nuclear submarine in Cuba. I think they got shit over there in the Alaska area. So don't think that, and remember, they got shit that China said they got something that could shoot over here in 20 minutes. They said it can hit anywhere on the earth. And then Trump just say we're officially in a trade war with China? Don't think that's going to be just something light, like, oh, I'm in a trade war with China. You think you're not going to come? How you think America's going to come out from all of this bullshit that they in, all this trouble they in, man?
Well, that's why P. Hex have told the military, prepare for war.
Yeah.
Because the war, remember, it ain't going to just start with missiles shooting off.
Right. Yeah.
You going to have cyber wars, right? You going to have things. Remember, you had the old FBI director that said that China is deeply rooted into all of America's critical infrastructures. So they can just tap into anything, man. The water system, the electrical system, the oil, the gas, the train, right? The telecommunications. There's so many things that can be disrupted here in America that one thing can fuck up everything, man. And that's what people don't even consider. They ain't thinking like, oh, you know, they ain't gonna shoot missiles. All right, well, yeah, they are gonna shoot missiles. But before they get to that part, there's going to be a lot. Remember, the Lord said, I'm going to send plagues upon this world. Right? That, like he said, like in Egypt, one of the plagues was darkness. Back in Egypt, it wasn't electricity as you know it today. But you take away the electrical grid, guess what? You're going to be in darkness like how they were in Egypt. You can't communicate. That's a form. You're in the dark, right? When you don't have communication, they say, yo, I'm in the dark. I don't know what's going on. Imagine nobody's phone working. That's why a lot of people are going to be looking for answers and they're not going to find it. And that's what's going to make them unstable. Wisdom, knowledge, understanding should be the stability of thy times. When you don't got the knowledge, wisdom, and the understanding of what has happened, what's going to happen? You're going to become unstable in your mind. You're going to be looking for answers, ain't nobody going to have them. And the only people that do got them, you ain't going to find them, which is what? The prophets, the man of the Lord. You got it, bro.
Why is the U.S. about to attack the Venezuela? Well, they never really explained that. They just said something about the drug cartel. They were like bringing shipments and shit over here to boat and all that stuff.
That's the answer. Yeah. That's the answer that they're bringing out.
Yeah. But it's
something deeper than that.
No, it's for one. One main thing is allied with Russia, because
which one called Russia?
Yeah, which one called
oil?
Yeah, the oil and the shit, the resources and shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? But like they're allied, and remember Venezuela allied with Russia and China, I believe. So that's like kind of like with that shit. But like, you know, all in all, it's.
But they also said they're trying to basically cement their southern border region, right, because they know they're about to go to war. So them being an allied, Russian ally. Russia, remember, those are international waters over there. So Russia can just send their ships over there and they can't do nothing about it. Yep. So what they're trying to do is basically take out the Maduro and put in a puppet leader so that those waters over there can now be controlled through their puppet leader by America.
So it's like what they did, the same thing they did in the Roman Empire, man.
That's the same thing even Salaki, my bad, bro. What they did with the 48ers. What did Biden say? If there was no state of 48, we would have to create one. Because what the state of 48 really is just a big ass base for America.
In the Middle East.
In the Middle East. That's what they set up over there. What they got over there with Taiwan. And they got Guam over there. Those are bases to be close to those their adversaries that are over there. What they're fighting for Ukraine for. Ukraine is a big ass base for the NATO and the EU, and the EU. Right. That's all these things are, man.
It's like chess. It's like it just moves. You need proximity. Proximity is always like, you know, it's a good thing to have. Like proximity, and you have the upper hand. But what they're seeing, what's happening is that's Russia and China having a little bit of upper hand with the Venezuela being allied. That's why they're going there. Because think about it. Nobody was talking nothing about Venezuela. Last time I remember Venezuela was being talked about was like years ago when they was burning up cash.
Yeah, hyperinflation.
Yeah, the hyperinflation.
Which really happened because of America.
Right.
Because America put the sanction there.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing with America. That's what the whole thing about Babylon the Great is. You got the nation drunk off of your bullshit, but now there's other nations like Russia, like China, like all these other countries that's not your allies. They got some stones now. Let the weak say I'm strong.
Isaiah 14, verse 4. Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
That goes back to broken the scepter. That goes back to talk about when I said there's nothing they could do about it. Because it said the Lord did, just like the Lord put you up. The Lord put you in a position of power. So that same person is going to be the one to take you out of power. And it says, speak this against the who? The king of Babylon. When it's time we're right now, I guess it would be Trump. But all these niggas, all these Edomites, man, Esau.
It's funny, it's funny, it says the golden city.
Right.
Trump is the one that's been speaking about this golden shit. The golden dome, we're entering the golden age, which that terminology goes back to Rome, but that goes to show you the mindset that he's in. Oh, we about to come back into this golden age. Because everybody was looking at America as it wasn't gold. It wasn't, and now he's been putting out, we're the hottest nation on the earth right now. Everybody's coming to America. We back good, we're good, blah, 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 blah. But the Lord said, that golden city is about to cease. It's going to be corrupted, as Jeremiah 51. There's no hill in this place.
Puffing himself, you basically puffing Americans up in pride just to be taken down, because that's all that's happening. The shit you talking is nothing but theatrics. It's not real. He don't believe the shit he's saying. He just say, yo, the way Esau lies, he lies like he's a fucking serpent. He's a snake. It's nothing for him to lie or not tell the truth.
It says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth.
Hey, like the brother Venezuela, you persecuting them because I believe they just attacked them again, like a couple days ago.
Yeah,
a boat,
submarine. You call it.
You attacked them. You who else you oppressing? You oppressing the Africans. You oppressing him for I don't know how long. But what's the main people you oppressing the worst and the most? The Israelites. You're oppressing the apple of the Lord's eye, for crying out loud.
And remember, on a social scale, it's citizens. It's your own citizens.
Word.
Because it ain't the Moabites, the Hamites, the Ishmaelites, all these other quote unquote immigrants that are here in America, they're not afraid of what's going on. They're not like, we're ICE and National Guard and all that. It's who are they coming after? It's the citizens of the so-called blacks and Latinos, man. That's who's being persecuted. That's who's being persecuted. And there's nobody. See, China, they have a nation, or they have sovereignty. They have a country. They had a military that they can fight for their people. The Israelites, they don't got nothing that they can fight. They can't fight for themselves, man. This is when that Lord put us in that position to do what? So to cry and to call upon Him, man. And only the elect are going to do that. But the rest of our people that are not looking toward their power for safety, you're not going to find it. You're going to go to Egypt. You're going to cry. Oh, there's no king's protesting. But you're going to have a lot of Jacob in there. And I ain't going to do shit, man.
Never do. The protest never did. Like, that's what insane. You do the same thing expecting a different result. You've been protesting, yo. You've been protesting all this time. You know what I'm saying? But your protest got Democrat or Republican. You ever seen that meme? It's like, yo, they show like it looked like kind of like abandoned cribs, like how the shit's looking to wire. It says that under Democrats and Republicans, basically the hood's still always the same. You still got the ones that without the haves and the have-nots. But they wasn't good.
No, he asked me for water.
Oh, yeah, but so like, you know what I mean? Like, it's over. Like this actually your end. Like, we're actually living out the end of Esau's kingdom. We lived in the beginning. You had the Satan loose from his prison. You did your whitewashing. You put the Israelites so down that they forgot who they were. They didn't know who they were. But now the Lord said, what? In that same time, in that same captivity, you will remember yourselves. I will come back. I will come back and give you my spirit back. Because now your end is here. It's time for us to go back to what we know best, which is to rule over the nation. But it's going to be under who? The main man, YAHAWASHI. YAHAWASHI got to get his glory. He got to come back to the earth first. And then everything else shall proceed after. But it started with the gospel being preached first of YAHAWASHI. And then now YAHAWASHI is about to come back. Simple.
Hey, and once that happens, verse 7 is going to take place. The whole earth is at rest. and is quiet, they bring forth into singing. See, and that's when you're gonna actually have true peace, man. You got Trump trying to tout himself as being a peacemaker, but yet there's actually no peace. Matter of fact, the 48ers just said that they're going to change up the lines of where they move their military back if Hamas doesn't give them all of the bodies. But Hamas already said, like, look, yo, we can't get all these bodies. Look what the fuck you did. We don't even know where all the bodies at. Hog time, I don't know how to hog time. They can't get the bodies back. So that's how you know it was all just some bullshit, man. You really think the way that Netanyahu been talking, that they were just going to stop? They said that there will be no Palestinian state. Now that's true, but it ain't gonna be the way that you gonna think about it. But he's gonna be unrelentless when in his pursuit to take over this whole. Remember, you got the Greater 48er project. That includes the strip of Gaza. They can't give that to y'all. Matter of fact, in Syria, they gonna need that also. They gonna need parts of Lebanon. They gonna need Jordan.
All the spots they fighting.
But the thing is, you're not gonna get you're not gonna get that, but you're gonna try to do it. So they're not gonna stop with this whole quote unquote ceasefire, man. The Lord, remember what he said in the beginning, the Lord is in control. The king's mind is in the hand of the Lord. He is the one that's doing this, and as a brother read in Joel, it's all ultimately for the controversy of Zion, the true Israelites. So you ain't gonna get peace, as it says in Isaiah. There is no peace, saith the Lord, for the wicked, man. The peace comes when this devil is taken down, as it is written in Isaiah the 14th chapter. That's it. Because YAHAWASHI, the King of Peace, he's going to show you how to do this. He's going to show you how to bring peace on the earth.
And he's going to show you how quick it's going to take
right.
him. As far as you're claiming to be fucking peaceful, but yet you've been like they took America alone. They said America's whole existence has been in war.
I think 93% of America's existence.
So then the whole time. I mean, but think about this: how you got into power. The Lord,
Amalek been fighting since they won, literally.
And what did the Lord say about that? I will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So He's using Amalek to fuel this war and these conflicts, man. Because ever since y'all been in that land, I believe, like the 20 years later, it's been like nothing but hell. Like the whole shit with the Palestine. That's how long it's been going on. Shit, maybe even before that, maybe in the 50s.
No, literally the same day they went to war against Egypt.
Oh shit, damn.
The same day they went into that land, they had war against Egypt.
See? What you no, I thought it said the nation shall learn war no more when the Israelites got back into the land. If that's you. Nobody beat their swords back into plowshares. Nobody did none of that. Nobody stopped learning the ways of war.
No, nobody came up and said we got to learn, go to the house of Jacob.
Definitely.
And learn his ways.
We didn't see King David. We didn't see the Messiah. The Messiah should have came when you went back to the land. That's what the Lord said. He said, "I will bring you back." Not a Balfour Declaration, and then nobody even considers you the sons of God. The Lord said you should be sanctified in the sight of the nations. You have not been sanctified, my guy. All you are is an imposter, false identity, motherfucker, man. You're not Jacob. You come from Abraham. You come from Isaac. But then you go to Esau. You go back to Esau. And we all know how it ends for Esau. That's why you're trying to hide from being Esau.
I appreciate it. Ezekiel 39, verse 25. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh power. Now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob, and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel, and will be jealous for my holy name.
Ooh, he'll go to show a chosen nation, the Israelites.
Oh, I'm going to read this in NLT. So now this is what the sovereign Lord says. I will end the captivity of my people. I will have mercy upon all Israel, for I jealously guard my holy reputation.
But he didn't say all nations. He didn't say all people. He said for my name's sake and my people, Israel. The Israelites who are in captivity. You Amalekites ain't in no captivity. You other nations, you not in captivity. And if you are, the Lord don't give a damn.
Yeah, but they ain't.
Yeah, they ain't.
I don't know, no Amalekite that say I'm in captivity.
Word, and you didn't get oppressed in Babylon the Great either. Babylon the Great adores you.
You own it, really.
Yeah. But like, it's like, yo, you got these what they call, you got these leaders in your back pocket.
Yeah, we want to say something.
Oh, good.
Damn, I forgot what I wanted to say. Yeah, Amalek, and no, my bad. That's what I wanted to say. Can you read that in the NLT again that you just read?
It says, Ezekiel 39, verse 25. So now this is what the sovereign Lord says. I will end the captivity of my people. I will have mercy upon all Israel, for I jealously guard my holy reputation.
The Most High guards his holy reputation, and honestly, that's a cut to our ancestors. Because if you think about it, that's why the Lord had to cut us off. How could the Lord be understood to have this as his chosen people who've done so much corruption in the world, right? So that's a cut to our people, because the Lord had to part ways with us at one point because we were so wicked on this earth. We were following after the nations. So what bragging rights do the nations got? Oh, see, you're the almighty God, but I got your people worshiping a damn Christmas tree or celebrating Merry Halloween and all other stupid customs and shit. So today, to this day, right now, most of our people are ashamed to the Lord. These are the Lord's chosen people. Why do you think the Lord is going to kill off 2/3 of you? I'm sorry, unalive 2/3 of you. You know, because a lot of our people are ashamed to the Lord. He's protecting his reputation by putting to death 2/3 of us, man.
That's why the Lord said, what? Thou that wasn't supposed to drink of the cup have surely drunk it. Like to add to the brother saying, we drunk the cup because of our disobedience. And the Lord said what? He told Moses, this is going to be the befall of you if you disobey it, and it's going to befall upon you if you did obey. We disobeyed, so the Lord said what? I had to spank you. I had to give you. I had to judge you.
Oh, okay. Appreciate you. Thank you. Shalom.
Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying?
Smell good.
You know what I'm saying? But we're still drinking the cup, and a lot of our people are continue. They're just saying that we're going to keep drinking this cup.
Hey, you said shalom too.
Yeah, that's what
But
Say shalom.
we said, dang, what's the difference?
Well, different Israelites say that, you know, you never know.
No, I mean,
think
she pieced us.
I think she
Either way,
yeah, but either, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Chick the king gave a gift, but like, yo, we're drinking the cup still. But the Lord, like the Lord said, protect his reputation. He has his elect that will not bow their knee to Baal. But you have a majority of people, like the brother said, that's why they're going to get unalive, because they continue to bow their knee to these other gods. That's why you have, with the Lord allowing Esau to do what he's doing to our people, man. Kidnapping them and doing all types of grotesque things to our people, our children, our women. And they love it so. Because they don't want to know nothing else. But the Lord said, "What? I got my elect that you gonna know what I want trying to do with my program. The rest of these niggas, nah, pray not for them. Hey, you see what's happening? Oh yeah, nah, pray not, yo. I did that. The Lord said, I did that. The Lord said, well, I kill it and make it alive. I want it and I heal it. So when you got somebody go through something, the Lord has judgment. Serious, like that's what, and it sucks sometimes, because like you see things, like you see someone on the internet, like damn, like you see a Jake get unalived, or you see such and such, and you like, damn, your flesh. And it's like, damn, that was fucked up. But it's like, yo, well, the Lord also said, well, who perished at being innocent?
Yo, Trump is a fool.
Oh.
Said Trump war room amid no king's protest. Well, that's what it's showing. They mocking you, man. They mocking the people. But at the end of the day, hey, this is beautiful.
Right.
Because the scripture tells you that they should not regard their kings nor princes.
Right. This going to, remember, as time goes on, this is going to get worse. So where their reaction, like the government's reaction to the kings and princes not being regarded, they're going to bring more hell upon the people.
Right. Because the kings and princes not going to regard you neither.
Right.
And also, you know, when you read the scriptures tell you that their tongue is going to fall upon themselves. Going into freedom of speech, this is the first kingdom that you could actually speak ill of the president without no repercussions. You know, you could say the president's an idiot. In the past, the only people that got away with it was comedians. Like literally, they had like clowns, comedians, and jesters, and they used to make fun of people in power, but nobody paid them attention. You know, that's like now they put a lot of real things in comedy movies.
Yeah, that goes back to that. Because remember, we always go how the comedians goes to the Spanish word comida, which means food, right? And a lot of times, they tell you what, food for thought. So a lot of times the jesters, they would tell you things, they would make jokes, and they would tell you the truth in a joking way, and you would have to be, you know, able to discern it to get the actual food, right, the truth out of what they were saying.
Comedic relief, they call it.
Mm-hmm. And that's what really, that's what they look at us. You know, they looked at this truth as being funny, as being a joke. But really what we're saying is the truth. And it's getting to the point where now the kings, right, the governors, YAHAWASHI said that you're going to be presented before governors and kings for my namesake, because what we're saying is so truthful that but they try to laugh at you, right? They try to ignore you. I think I heard the brother Yashwamba said it, Saquon. First they try to ignore you, then they try to laugh at you, but now they actually got to deal with you. Now they're gonna have to attack you, because you want to ignore it first to make it seem like it's not there. But then after you see it's there, but let's just laugh at it. Let's just laugh at it. Let's make fun of it. But at a certain point, what we're saying is not funny no more. What you're saying, like, well, now this is kind of holding weight. What you're getting at, and then spread it. And then at that point, now we got to deal with it. Now we got to actually deal with this face to face.
Well, my man saying, Jengi, like, you had my curiosity, but now you got my attention.
Mm-hmm.
So then before you be like, yo, curious, like, yo, what's that? Like, that's Israelite stuff. But like, it's not just that Israelite stuff. The Israelite stuff is the truth. That's why this is called the truth.
And stuff like that with the young woman. That's what gets Esau like, yo, there's people listening. What did Vocab say? He went and did his research. He said that there's about 1 million Israelites in America. He said there's about, I don't know where he get that statistic from, but he did some diligent search. Because the scripture says he's going to accomplish a diligent search. He said there's about 1 million Israelites in America, and it's growing. He said it's the fastest growing belief in America.
Yeah, because we're think 50 years. Like, you know, this actually was homegrown here, because Islam came from, you know what I'm saying, Middle East, all the other religions that came from other parts of the world. Even Christianity, you know, Christianity came, like, you know, during the Roman Empire buildup, but actually this land, like the American soil, Israelite came from here.
And Esau had a hand in growing all those other religions.
Yeah.
He didn't have a hand in growing it. I mean, once he got the ones that sold out, but they're growing. When they started, Esau didn't have nothing to do with how the shoot started, man. There wasn't from, you know, an Edomite in the background, because when you go into Egyptology, all of that was created by Edomites. The doctrine of Egyptology goes by, I forgot the guy's name, but it's some Edomite professor that came up with that shit, man. It probably was. But this truth, that's why, hey, the Lord, you know, going back to where we're talking for his holy namesake. Because this goes into, only this has the name of the Lord on it. Only this truth has the name of the Lord on it, man. Even Christians that use the Bible, so-called black pastors, they don't use the name of the Lord. That's why even Christianity got Esau's paws on it. Right. Yeah, Jean-Francois Champollion.
French?
I took French class.
You should have said Jean.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Jean.
I see you took it also.
Oui. But yo, these Edomites, and they can't infiltrate this. The Lord said, "What? No man could put this asunder, because this wasn't created by man." Like the brother just said, this was created through the Spirit. This came from the heavens. Yeah, we're earthly vessels, but these earthly vessels are inspired by what? The Holy Spirit. And that's something that Esau can't tap into. He's trying to be all of that, tap into the consciousness and we're gonna be able to live longer and all that. But you're doing all this. You're just trying to somehow get that blessing back. And that's what and you're not gonna accomplish shit. The Lord said when you go to fill your belly. So when you think you're about to get this off, you want your digital IDs. Yeah, they all have digital IDs. Okay. People get digital IDs. Yeah. So what we do. But you know what though? However, we have to now bring out, that little grain of rice. So these Edomites are in there, they're at their table desks, they're at their round tables, They talk about how we gotta get these niggas off the streets. These niggas is not doing nothing according to our law. So we gotta bend the law. We want to bend the law and say, hey, you doing something according to a certain criteria to where even a freedom of the speech is gonna be tainted. That's what. Remember, he said what Trump say about the whole shit with the media. You can't say a certain thing unless it's directly from the Pentagon or some shit. So you already see what time and the gear they're moving at a high rate, man. Because they gotta remember that he knows he had but a short time. So I mean that these devils know that we need to move quick. What did all boys say? Elon Musk even said that apart all that Doge shit. We got to do this quick. The whole thing with the AI, we got to do this quick. 2030. 2030, they want to have everything established. They want to have this new world order, new world currency, all this shit. They want to have this all set up officially before 2030. Because they said by 2030 they wanted to be active. What did Bill Snakes and Ted Blair say? Say what? If you don't have a digital ID by 2028, you'll be outside our society. So that means that they're going to drag up, yeah. Yep. Yeah. And going back to what? Egypt.
Like come on, you got the all-seeing eye on top of the dollar, right there in your face, man.
Nova Soda Seclorum.
And they'll try to say that that's a conspiracy theory, but it's literally on your money.
See it.
And what does Nova Ordo Seclorum mean? Out of many, one. And that's the same thing that Antiochus Epiphanes tried to do, right?
No, that's E Pluribus Unum.
E Pluribus Unum. No, so it's new world. Yeah, new world order.
It's the same realm.
But it's on both. It's both on the dollar bill. E Pluribus Unum out of many one. So they want to get that one world system established, and that's what Antiochus tried to do. Tell all of the nations to leave off from their laws and follow this law, follow this way.
Right.
And that's what the CHIP, right, the digital system is all about. And that's the one thing we always say. That's the one thing that all of these nations are all going toward. Even ones that are going against the Western society, they're all still down with going digital.
That's sort of business of the kingdoms.
And I just seen something that said that I forgot the SEC, the director or whatever. He just said that America is about 10 years behind in crypto, because they look at and you had a lot of tech people going to China, and they were basically afraid on how far advanced China was when it came to like the AI and the tech when it compared to America. But remember, Trump said that America was going to lead. Why do you think on day one he signed all those executive orders, hundreds of billions of dollars, right? Project Stargate, putting out all of this money, having these the tech and the banks come together to build up this system of this crypto digital system.
Great things with crypto. We're gonna do great things.
So they're not looking at it in the sense, we 10 years behind, so we just going to take our time. No, they're looking at it, we got to ramp up quick. We got to do this thing. We got to do this very quickly. And the way that they're going to do that very quickly, I think Stephen Miller, which is the advisor of the policy advisor to Trump, he said that chaos is a great, how do you word it? Basically, chaos is a great tool of change. And they want to change this whole system.
Order out of chaos.
They want to change this system. So how are they going to do that? Well, they got to create a lot of chaos. They got to create a lot of chaos to get it to the point where everybody is in a disarray. Everybody is fucked up and looking for a solution. Problem, reaction, solution. Hegelian dialectic. Everybody got to be so distraught that we come out with this solution and the people just take it.
Yeah, that goes what we talking about in the car today with the snaps and shit. So with all, you said November 1st?
November 1st,
which is a couple weeks from now. November 1st, if that happens, that's going to have a lot of people disenfranchised. Snaps and food stamps, and you said 42 million Americans affected? So like, yo, this shit is on, man. And then they're bringing all this chaos, so that, like the brother said, they could bring in this, we got to bring this in place. And then that's what they're going to do.
All of them together.
That's what they're going to do. One world order. Everybody got to do business under this one world, under this one world currency, under all of this digital shit. That's why they digitizing everything. Everything is about being digital now. No more cash, no more paper, no more coins. Get the digital, and then ultimately get the digital currency implanted in your body, which is the MOTB, which is gonna be the first ticket that to know that this place has not many years left. Because once they actually usher in that, out through the spirit of the apostle Israel, yo, that's months, maybe a year. Because how long can we sustain ourselves? It's gonna have to be a lot of divine interventions for that.
Can't leave.
Yeah, like word, like yo. So the Lord is not gonna have us being in such dire straits for that long. The Lord said He said, no, I'm gonna deliver you, but He has to bring the pain. But that's why I say it got to be a short time. It got to be for a short time.
What is that going to? That's going to, those cuttings of the SNAP benefits. That's going to bring chaos. I mean, after a while, I don't know how long it would take. People just say, I ain't got the money, I can't get no food, I can't feed my children and shit like that. So they just say, well, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna ransack these bodegas or supermarkets or whatever to get some fucking food. Yep. You know what I mean?
Remember, they started locking up a lot of those spots in the hoods. They started locking up the meats.
Oh yeah.
They was doing that for this reason.
Right.
Hey, Salakia, and to the brother's point, he said he don't know how long. Well, a lot of people that use those EBT cards, it's not like they get mad money on that shit, where they have like an excess amount of money. Usually it's only just enough to get them by for the month, and then the next month come, and then they get that money for that month. So that's why a lot of the people that was like basically blowing a whistle on this, because you got a lot of people that get the EBT that don't even know that this is about to be over in November 1st. They're not paying attention. They're not diligently watching. So when that shit comes on November 1st and they try to go get some food, and you're like, yo, where's my money at? You're like, yo, let me wait a day. Maybe something's going then it's going to be 2 or 3, 4 days and they ain't going to have nothing on there. At that point, it's going to be quick. It ain't going to be like a couple weeks. Because remember, your stomach isn't in the mindset of, oh, well, I can't eat today, so I'm not going to be hungry. You're still going to be hungry.
It's going to operate the same way.
Your children are still going to be hungry. So remember, a lot of people don't, especially in America, they don't know about discipline, right? Self-control or not eating or not, going a day or two without eating. You think you tell that to a person, they'll be like, what? Not eating or drinking or water? Nah, I can't do that. That's crazy.
Voluntarily?
You was on the Day of Atonement to them, that'd be like something, you strong, you mad strong, you did 24 hours without eating and drinking? No, I can't. And you know what it is? It's also because of the nutrition of the food people eat, and you don't really got nutrition in your body. So when you're not feeding your body that, a lot of people eat a lot of sugar, and that shit gives you fucking parasites to where you become literally like addicted to that shit. All of this, boom, you just done. Now you don't got no means to go get food. What do you think people gonna do? And it's the people that are already struggling. So they're already at the point of the edge. Where they say, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. That shit they gonna kick them over that shit. I think you want to do something.
Oh, and it's a lot of women that's on that shit. You know what I mean? So what's gonna happen? The sale of box is gonna go up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like shit, I gotta eat. I gotta feed these babies. So I gotta, you got $100, whatever. I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? In exchange, you know what I mean? I gotta live.
I was gonna say because I can say in my line of work, driving medical transportation, I drive a lot of people that receive SNAPs and those benefits, right? They don't be having that shit long. Remember, it's SNAPs and they get the disability. So like it's what they call a fixed income. It's called a fixed income. So like you have a set allotment that the government gives you, right? So that's a month or however it's set up. So when they get these food stamps, remember, let's say like, they go somewhere and they be like, they spend a little more than they should have. Because remember, the food stamps, you can't get hot food. So there's already certain things you can't get. They don't know, like the brother said, they don't keep track of what's going on. So like, might have to like use it. And then they be like, the program is not accepting this. Like, it might not be that the shit not working. It's like they're not accepting that right now. Because remember, when we go to the stores, what does it say on the wall? It says accepting food stamps, accepting EBT. They're not going to accept it no more because it don't register them no more because they don't accept it because it's down. The government has cut off the faucet, so to speak. Cut off the faucet. And that's what Esau doing. And remember before that, the they were saying the Medicaid shit, all people that received the SNAP and food stamp, they receive a lot of benefits. It's all federal. They was like, they're going to start doing to where it's going to be a different standard to how you receive it. And I want to say, they said they're going to start using AI to make those decisions. So not just that they're going to cut the program, they're just going to make it a little harder to get it.
Remember, this is all Project 2025. All this was already something that they had written down how they was going to get this. Once they got Trump back in office, the guy Russell of Vault, he's the author of that shit, and he had some ties to Edomite supremacy organizations. So the way that what they're doing is all to do what? To make Esau great again. And those democratic quote unquote programs, they look at it as benefits for who? Jake. For people that are not Edomites, although majority of people that's on SNAP are Edomites. Going back to what the brother Big Show said, that a lot of Edomites are going to be affected by this shit. But it's the lower level Edomites that what did Trump say? I love Republicans because they're idiots. A lot of idiots love me. And that's what these low level Edomites. Why you think they're the ones they're going to be in an uproar, man? You got a lot of them right now. Oh, we didn't vote for this. We didn't want this. We didn't think it was going to be this way. We're being affected. Okay, the farmers, right? They was upset with Trump. The DEIs, a lot of Edomite women got fired off of DEI programs because a lot of Edomites women were benefiting from that. So it's going to be it's not, although Esau is coming after Jake, it's going to be everybody in Babylon going to feel this shit, man. That's why it says, woe into the world and them that dwell therein.
It will have to affect Edomites because how did Esau become on top? It's through oppression of Jake. So if you're taking out Jake, you're deporting Jake. Remember the whole thing you mentioned, the farmers. Remember that when those immigrants, a lot of them left their own selves before they got deported. So they said that with the cattle farmers, I forget in the state, they was like, yeah, we lost there and there 70% of our employees. So that's just and that was months ago. That was when it all first started really getting traction, and it's been going on for some months now because he only been in office for 8 months. So that probably had to start around March, April. I don't know like when exactly when, but it had to be within the last few months because if he's only been in office this term for 10 months, well, it's the 10th month we're in. It's about to be 9 months, October 20th. So look what he's done in a short amount of time in America and throughout the globe. That goes to show that this place is Babylon the Great, because it said that's how Babylon the Great was going to be moving, man. That's it.
Isaiah 61, Isaiah 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
And that's about Jake, man. First and foremost, it's always about Jake. Now you could, the setup of this kingdom, that's what caused what people to do. But the Lord is talking about the Israelites here, man. Woe to that go to Egypt for help. He's not talking to Egypt.
It says, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
And Pharaoh's cutting off the shadow. The snaps, the benefits, the Medicaid, all that shit, that's all part of Egypt for help. You know what I'm saying?
No, oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's about a train station and all that. Yeah, we got it. But go to Egypt for help. Add sin unto sin. Because Jake, they don't care about the Lord's laws. Like a majority of our people, they don't care about YAHAWASHI and what he wants. They care about pleasing their flesh and pleasing Massa. And Massa out here about to start kicking their ass. But yet they somehow, we can't find a way to hate. I don't have a morsel of hate in my blood. But here it is. Esau can show how much he hates you every day, and he gets a pass. But you're supposed to love thy enemy. But ain't talk about. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
Hey, that's happening right now. Going back to the snaps, the welfare, the Section 8. All that is the assistance, the help from Egypt, man. Because this place is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. So if you go there to work on, think that's your food and raiment, and your living. You're going to Esau, Egypt, so he take care of your food and he take care of your living. What? How's it not going? How you don't understand? You can't process that. Now, granted, every Jake is not on it, but a lot of Jakes are. A lot of people in America are. That's why, even the Egyptian shall be against the Egyptian. All of this protest, you don't think it's Edomites doing it? It's gonna be Jakes there, but you got Esau, like the brother said about the voters that voted for Trump. Talk about I didn't vote for this. This is not what we thought was gonna be. And I seen this. You can see this from a mile away that this is gonna happen. They thought he was gonna bring some kind of shit that it just wasn't there.
And it was all a setup, man, because you dumbass niggas, right? And that's why we always say, you trusting in this place, period. Whether it's the so-called left or the so-called right, it's gonna be to your confusion, man, to your shame. You thought what Biden was doing, oh man, he's bringing in these opening borders. Yeah, that shit was stupid. That right there goes to show you that this was a setup. But why in the hell would any country just open their borders and let anybody just come in? And then not only you just let them come in, but then you're gonna ship them to different parts of Babylon.
Debit cards and shit.
Give them mad money. You gonna have them do crazy shit to the police officers. Then they get out of jail, right? They don't get prosecuted for it. You let them free. Like, what you thought was gonna happen, man? What you thought was gonna happen? So then you see this and you buy into it. Oh man, the Biden administration, they're going crazy. Blah 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 blah. Yep, you created the chaos. So then you actually get Trump in. But remember, just the same niggas that when Trump was in office, you told Biden, come save us. And then Trump did that whole speech. You knew I was a snake before you let me in. He said the shit, man. So then that's why when this time comes upon you, well, the people, the men of the Lord and the believers, we're not going to pity you, man. There isn't going to be any pity. The Lord isn't going to. That's why the Lord said, then he's going to call upon him, but he said not answer you. He's going to mock you. He's going to laugh at you in your calamity. And he said that what? We're going to be able to see the reward of the wicked.
Right, that's why the scripture said, "When I lift up a cry or a prayer for them."
Yep. Oh, I got that.
Because who you going to pray to? The same God is doing it? Like, you really think about people remember what's my man's name? Was it Stephen Miller? We talk about I prayed something for the CK dude. He said something about prayer, like for the God to be found. I think the God that did it to be found. But who y'all be praying to? He said like, prayers up for this, prayers up for the family. Who you praying to? Who you think allowed a person to die? The Lord said, I killeth and maketh alive. So you gonna pray to the Lord that did it? To pray to him to what? Undo it? Even though he could undo it, but but for the sake of an argument, the Lord is the one that had that spirit lead that body.
Yep. That's why Jeremiah 9, it says that he that glorifying the fact that he knoweth me and understandeth me in his judgment. That's the thing, man. People don't understand the judgment of YAHAWASHI. They don't understand that there is a time for mercy and there's also a time for judgment. And in a time of judgment, there can be no mercy. And this is what's coming on the earth right now. The earth, what you're about to witness, what you are witnessing, right? When you get these troops busted into these houses, when you want to have these uproars, these civil unrest, when you have the vintage is ceasing, when these women are not getting their snap, when these children are going hungry that belong to these adulterous beds, it's all about what? The judgment of the Lord, man. And in that moment, there is no mercy. Because the mercy was when this was happening. Seek the Lord while he can be found. When the Lord had his men, when he pour out his spirit upon to you. The time, the years, you gonna keep saying like 60 years of constantly rising up the prophets early, sending them day after day. Got it to the point where it became live stream. Got it to the point where daily multiple prophets are doing videos. Aside from the streets. Consistently, daily, just doing it.
7 days.
We still got our lives that we gotta go redo. But the Lord put the spirit upon us, like, nah, you're gonna push out this constantly. Because that's the showing the Lord's mercy and its compassion by giving you the words to what? To escape these things. Because once the time comes where the Lord says, you know what? Y'all don't got to talk no more. That's over. And we can clearly see that that time is coming. That's when the Lord's going to start talking. But they ain't going to be talking where the Lord going to say, you know what, I'm going to tell you everything that they just said. Nah, he's not going to show you everything that they just said. Yeah, he said, I should not hold my tongue no more. It's touching their wickedness. The Lord is not going, he's going, P. Hexter talking about be unrelenting. The Lord is going to be unrelenting in the judgment, in the wrath. And at that point, there's nothing that you can, that's right, don't lift up a cry for them. You've been crying for them. Sigh and cry, right? And for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. We've been doing that.
We'll go into the, since you said that, it makes me think about the scripture that said, you neither soul, your gold or silver will be able to deliver you. Who cannot deliver you in the day of wrath? Your money, your accomplishments, that's not going to save you. Oh, you got your bachelor's, your master's degree. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Oh, man, I got my certificate, man, my forklifter's license. Oh, I got this. That shit, none of that, how many yards you rush, how many championships you got, none of that shit gonna matter. All that sports shit, all that shit that is in the world scale that's esteemed is not gonna mean shit. Your money should not deliver you in the day of the Lord's wrath, man. Your gold nor silver. So we in that time. And who's the top of the line? All these rich Edomites. And now they're going down to their bunkers. Now they want to hide. Now and they got out here talking about basically keeping the people like entertained. That's all he's doing. He's the jester now. He's a low-level Edomite, low-level rich Edomite to do the bidding of the elites. No different than these mayors and governors and all. He's just the commander-in-chief of all the idiots in power. That's it.
Going back to Isaiah 30, I'm going to jump down to verse 8. Now go, write this before them in a table and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever.
Oh, it's written by man. Oh, man, how you going to trust something that written by man's hands? A book, man wrote that. Man wrote anything, fucking fools. Like, literally man wrote everything that's written. Or jotted down with the stone, because it said stone, right? So back in the day, how they did it. But come on, man, that's like mad simple, and that's mad like shallow to say, man. Cause that's just you denying the truth. But it's obvious inspiration from the Lord. Go ahead.
It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
And that's our people, man. Those are the people giving the law, the ones that's not trying to hear it. The ones that the heathens that's not trying to hear it, they not hear it. But no. I'm losing my thought. I'm trying to think about something. But anyway. Yo, these you see,
Run it back.
Run it back.
It says this is the rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things.
See, they don't want to hear the word. But YAHAWASHI shall reign supreme. Every idle word YAHAWASHI said, man. When YAHAWASHI comes back, that's going to be judgment. When YAHAWASHI comes back, it's going to be judgment. That's the whole thing. Continue, bro.
Speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Right? They said prophesy deceits, man. That's what people want to hear. They want to hear deceits, man. They want to hear deceits. They want to hear smooth words. But guess what? We're not in smooth times, man. We're not in smooth times. We in time of destruction, man. We're in time where people are going to have to deal with the wrath of the Lord, man. And that's it. See, we can keep talking back and forth, but the Lord is going to show who is who. The Lord is going to show who is the chosen. That's the thing. And that's why for us, hey, all we got to do is just wait. It says that in the 7th verse, their strength is to sit, the 7th verse, Salakia, their strength is to sit still. What did the Lord tell, what did Moses tell Israel during that time? Stand ye still and see the salvation of the Lord. That's all we got to do. That's all we ever had to do. But our people, they don't have that trust and faith in YAHAWASHI. So they want to look for smooth things. They want to look for a carnal way out of it. But there ain't going to be no way out of it, man. When that time comes, hey, as it says in Judges, go and cry unto the gods whom you have chosen. Go and cry. You're going to have to cry unto Allah. You don't have to cry into Jesus Christ. You don't have to cry into all of these false names, man. Because the scripture says that there's only one name given among men whereby ye shall be saved. And that name is Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. That's it. And that is how the Lord is going to magnify his name. Because those men and the believers that are calling upon that name, you're going to see the salvation. Just like how we're going to see your destruction, you're going to see the salvation of the elect of Israel, man. Those that believe on that name.
That's why, and the Lord would talk about every idle word, man. We just bringing that out earlier. Every idle word. And I'm trying to hear the words he said, but he talks some other shit.
I mean, yeah, it's all vain shit.
He's talking some Arabic.
Yeah, like that's why.
All them fucking tattoos, and he talking that Muslim shit.
He talking about some inside, so he had to be locked up or something.
Yeah, he's talking about Wallahi. Basically, that means I swear to Allah, whatever.
Awesome.
Alhamdulillah.
Yo, and you think about it, and the Lord said, yo, these other guys, and that's gonna be a shame unto him. That's what, yo, when shit like, yo, when it's, and Allah has been already proven that he's not a God. Look what's happening over there in Gaza. Look what's happening to the people that worship Allah faithfully. Not just when they get locked up. But go ahead.
He just seemed like a jailhouse Muslim.
Yeah, that's what it is.
His whole approach, the way he come, probably drunk. What the hell you mad at us for?
But that's the hate for the Lord though. The Lord said, well, you should be hated for my name's sake. You know what I'm saying? Because you hear we're saying, we're talking about, and then he said something, wake up, brothers. He said that. So he's actually trying to dispute what we're saying, act like he's helping us.
Hey, but we just read it. This is a rebellious people. You know? You look like you might have a northern tribe.
Yeah.
But that's the Lord literally showed you in real time a rebellious people, man. Mm-hmm. Because you're going to what? You're going to other gods. You're going to a God of an Ishmaelite. You're not even an Ishmaelite. Every other nation got their gods. But we just read earlier that the Lord Yahawah is God over all gods. Mm-hmm. And that's a proven fact, man. It's a proven fact that these other gods are gods that cannot save. Yeah, do people look at them? Because I think Paul said there be many gods and lords. But how do you know that how do you know that this is a God? Just like what Daniel did with the bell and the dragon. He put the name to the test. This is a God. Let me show you if this is a God. Mm-hmm. Let me just do something light. And Daniel laughed at Nebuchadnezzar. That was a king. He was like, yeah, you worshiping this stuff. Let me show you something, man. Let me show you something. This guy he can't even wipe the shit off the bird off of his shoulder. What type of God is that?
Somebody knock him down, could he lift himself back up?
It says, Salaki, verse 11, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease before us. And that's what these people will say to us, man. Get out of the way, yo, what y'all doing here? We don't want to cause what you saying. We don't want to hear the words of Yahawah, because they ain't our words. All we're doing is reading the word of the Lord. It says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon. Let's read that in the...
And what's going to happen when shit like that happens to a God like that, when these ICE agents or the fucking real trouble comes? You going to be yelling that bullshit to them? Here it is, yo. They always think they could come and yell at the prophets or talk shit to the prophets because they know, like, we're more on the peaceful side. Unless like, you know, motherfuckers got to defend themselves. But you come here yelling, like the brother said, why you mad at us? What do we do? What do you mean, what we do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, yo? But it said that they hate us for the Lord's name's sake, and that's what's being esteemed more and more. And now these other people in their religions, now it's like, yo, what the hell? What we gonna do now?
Yep. Hey, but that's going to show you the duality of the Lord, right? Because he sent the woman that gave the incense, right? And then you also going to show the demons. Mm-hmm. There's always a balance, man. There's always a balance.
Jake and Southern, Northern and Southern.
That's it. But that's the thing. See, that's why the Lord said through Paul that we are a sweet savor for those that are for life unto life, and those are to death unto death. We smell like life to those that believe, and we smell like death to those that don't. So yeah, if you walk by and you in that deadly state, and you walk by and you see us and you smell death, you're gonna get mad, because that's what we sound like to you. We just sound like your demise. So of course you're gonna be mad. Shit, I'll be mad too. Yeah, but see, I'm not in your position, so I can't be mad. Yeah, it's different vantage point. But at the end of the day, all of that ain't gonna matter. All of what you're saying is not gonna stop the will of the Lord, man. That's the thing. Should their unfaithfulness, should their unbelief cause the faith of the Most High without effect? Is what you saying gonna stop the sea hip? Is what you saying gonna stop Babylon the Great being destroyed? The same story that you want? And that's not gonna stop what the Lord got planned. It's already in motion.
I already seen that he has a contentious spirit because when I first initially seen him, he like looked whatever, and then he like kind of flagged like didn't want to. Then them demons was working on him, so he felt like he had to come back and say some shit to us.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's okay, man.
Yeah,
like, you know, I don't even get mad.
Right.
I don't even get mad. I know you got a little bit discombobulated, but I don't even get mad at it because what is me? Like I always say, what you eat don't make me shit. So that's not gonna stop. We got the truth. That man, YAHAWASHI had to deal with that. YAHAWASHI wasn't out here just getting. I mean, he got mad when he went up into the temple, but YAHAWASHI daily had to deal with people coming up against him, daily. And he was the man. He was the man. Same. Pure, without sin. And he had to deal with it.
You know, worse.
and they actually put him to death. So for us, what we go through, the suffering, what we got to deal with, and that's why Paul said, present your bodies by the mercies of the living God. Present your bodies as a living sacrifice. It's a mercy that we can even come up here and do this, man. It's a mercy that we got the truth.
And this is not of us. Because if this is of us, it will come to naught. This is the Lord putting the Spirit on us to come out here to teach and do the work.
Oh, speaking of, there's some brighter news. BB just says our eyes are focused on Iran. So like I just said, it ain't gonna stop. It's not gonna stop the will of the Lord, man. And that's the beautiful thing about it. Hey, that's why the three holy children told Nebuchadnezzar, look, even if you put us to death, we ain't gonna still serve your God. We got a God that can save us from your hands, and even if he don't, we still not gonna serve your God. So no matter what, we're standing on a solid foundation, man. Your foundation isn't solid. That's why you out here mad and grudging, and you're not even really in a pitiful case just yet. The Lord gonna shut up your mouth through the plagues that he's gonna send you. You ain't gonna be able to be that angry when you're hungry. That's too much energy. You're gonna be hurting.
Say, preserve thy strength.
Yes, son?
I had the scripture. Romans 3 verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? Most High forbid. Yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar.
There you go. Let the Most High be true and every man a liar. Yahweh is the Most High. His word is true. Everything else, we don't got to dispute you. I don't got to go back and forth with you. That's why the apostle, ain't got to do no debates. We got the word of the highest. We want to say what he says, and that's it. If you don't like it, you can move. You can get down the road. You can change the channel. You don't got. I'm not here to try to persuade your mind onto what the Lord said, man. We gonna tell you what the truth is, and if you don't want to hear it, then hey, that's on you. Go ahead.
As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
There you go, and that's how you be justified in your sayings, by keeping it doctrinal, keeping it scriptural. Because once again, when you are saying the word of the Lord, you are justified. Because it's his word. It's not our word. And as the Lord said, he will do all of his pleasure. None of his word comes back to him void. So when you say, thus saith the Lord, guess what? At that point, if you saying according to the word of the Lord, then you justified. And all we got to do is just watch the Lord work. And he is already working, man. And then 2 Ezra 15, it says, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Don't let their unbelief trouble you, man. That was it on that?
A little bit.
Yeah.
And mightest overcome when thou art judged. That's it.
Mm-hmm. So when we give me Isaiah 54 and 17. right? Might is overcome when thou art judged. Look, the Lord got it set up to where we're going to have to be presented before kings and governors. What the fuck is some drunk ass nigga going? We're looking past you, man. What did Jay-Z say? I'm not looking at you, dudes. We're looking past you. This is way bigger than just a 2/3 nigga that just talking about Allah. This is way bigger than that, man.
Allah been played out.
17, yep.
Isaiah 54 verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. And every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment, thou shalt condemn.
Yep. See? Every tongue that rise up against us in judgment, thou shalt condemn. Going back to where it says in Romans, that thou mayest be justified in thy sayings. Because what are we doing? We're representatives of YAHAWASHI. And there's a standard that comes with that, man. Go ahead.
This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me,
See?
saith the Lord.
This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. This is what we have inherited. The fact that no weapon that can come up against us can prosper, man. That's why King David said it. If the Most High be on my side, whom shall I fear? What can man do unto me? Yeah, this shit get annoying, but at the end of the day, yo, you can't do nothing. That's why the Lord told Pontius, yeah, you the king, you the governor, but you don't got no power except the power that my Father gives you. Straight bars.
Gangster.
Straight bars. And remember, YAHAWASHI wasn't in the spirit he was, but in the flesh he wasn't a noble person.
Low.
He was a lowly man. But he went up into the forgot what they called it in the Roman Empire, but Pontius, I forgot what the word Pontius meant. But basically he went up to a governor.
High official.
Yeah, high official went up to a governor and told him, like, you don't got no power, man. You don't got no power, and only the power that my Father gives you.
You don't take my life, I'll lay my life down.
And that's the same thing that we're saying, man. You people, Trump, the elites, the rulers of this world, you don't have any power, man. The power is all from YAHAWASHI. Pontius, Roman and governor. Yeah, okay, it's the governor. Meaning God of the sea. Interesting.
So that's like Phil Murphy.
Yeah. Hey, wasn't he dysenteric? He was missing for a couple days.
Yeah.
You know? But what were we just reading? Oh, we just read Psalm Isaiah
57.
54:17. Let me get your Romans 13 and 11. Close it out with that. What? I mean, it's not your verse. Let me get Paul's words.
Mariana. Romans 13:11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Yep, it's high time, right? As the brother said before, right? We at the final warnings, man. There's not much time left for us to come out and try to, not try, but us to teach this word, and those that have ears to hear them hearing it, because what is going on is showing you that we're living in a time where this right here is going to be outlawed, which ultimately shows that that seal, that number that we have longed for is sealed. Because as we said at the beginning, it's only just a small remnant. Majority of Israel is going to be destroyed. That we know, for this I am sure. That is written by the words of the Lord. So now it is high time to wake up out of sleep. Go ahead.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
Yep. And how do we know that? Because we see the signs, diligently considering carefully what is happening on the earth. Now we know we're of a surety that our salvation is near, man. But we know that before the salvation comes the great destruction, goes the great calamities, comes the judgment. And we pray and hope and we serve so that we can be found worthy to escape those things. You serving Allah, serving these other gods, you're not going. Once again, the time that the Lord is coming to show, right, his holy name. He's about to put his holy name out there to the world to see. And everybody else is going to be calling upon their gods, and he's going to give your God the opportunity to save you from his judgment. He's going to say, let me see if there is a God that y'all been calling on. Because he said, as the brother said, he went and looked and there was no God. But y'all still calling on him. So he's going to put a judgment out there to say, let's see if this God is real. Let's see if he's somewhere he can. The Lord didn't look.
That's over the heavens.
That's over the heavens. That's underneath that's below the seas. That's him somewhere else. You're gonna find out. Because you're gonna be calling upon him, and let's see if he comes.
You gonna see.
And if he don't come, then that obviously means that he ain't there.
The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light.
Yeah, hey, YAHAWASHI is that light, man. The scripture says that light that burns brighter and brighter, man. The day star. Go ahead.
Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness.
Yeah, man, if you walking around drunk in the middle of the day, that obviously means that you're not in a good case, man. You're not in a good position of life. If that's what you got, if that's the position that you're in right now. The scripture says, let us not walk that way. Don't be in that path. Don't be in that mindset. Rioting. You in a contentious spirit. That's a lot of demons that is fucking with you. And if the demons is fucking with you, the Lord got the cure for that. It's called fire. Go ahead.
Not in strife and envying, but put ye on the Lord Hamashiach Yahawashi, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof.
There you go. Put on the Lord YAHAWASHI. Put on the mind of YAHAWASHI. Put on the elect, and not making provisions, which means forethought for the flesh. Because Yahweh is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. This is a spiritual walk, a spiritual battle, a spiritual war that we're in, man. And only those that are spiritual are going to overcome. He that keepeth my works, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end. That's it. And how do you do that? By being in the spirit, man. You know, so with that, we're going to close it out. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem, Akad Kadash. Till next time, shalom to the elect. Shalom. Keep the faith.